This is the first video of Britain's first laser weapon being tested in Scotland. The beam is filmed through a special lens here, but in reality, it's invisible to the naked eye. It's called dragonfire, and this is what the laser can do. It can hit an object the size of a pound coin from more than a kilometre away. Dragonfire has been developed in the UK at a cost of more than £100 million, but it'll be much cheaper to fire than a traditional missile. This is the first video of Britain's first laser weapon being tested in Scotland. The beam is filmed through a special lens here, but in reality, it's invisible to the naked eye. It's called dragonfire, and this is what the laser can do.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker.
Violence. I think that, it's more or less because...
What did he just say?
Wow.
Individual carbon footprint tracker.
There are some people who are afraid of the digital world, for no other reason than they just don't understand it. And there are just some people who love to see the money in their hand. Money showing up on their screen is not the same as money in their pocket. And so they just don't trust that. They want to see the live, raw cash. And I hear somebody say amen. Because I know, I understand the psychology. But believe me, my friends, my constituents, my family members, the world is changing rapidly. There are some countries now that you go and you go in your pocket and you take out cash to pay your bill. And they say, sorry, I'm sorry, sir, we don't take cash here. It's the reality. It's too expensive to deal with cash. So a lot of businesses are converting their systems away from cash. But we have to manage it carefully. Because in some of our rural areas, that's all the people know and understand. So we can't just do it one time. We have to engage the persons who will be affected, particularly our older citizens.
It's just crazy now. I beg, what is this? What is this? When I don't feel no. But if you look closer now, you don't see that money. How will they suffer for Nigeria? See, they grind money, then grind money. See, all this one are money, then grind down. See, now money be this. And you know won't come. Then grind money, see money. See money, then grind money. See, all this one are money. See, then grind money. They come.
Lab-grown meat will soon be on the shelves of this grocery store and almost every other grocery store in the United States. 2 companies have now been approved by the FDA to make lab-grown meat and sell it to you and your family, and production has already begun. This is a travesty waiting to happen. Lab-grown meat is not real meat. It's made in cell culture in a lab. It's almost certainly going to cause health issues for humans, autoimmune issues, damage to the gut. All sorts of problems can arise from meat grown in a petri dish. It's going to have an inferior nutrient profile to meat from a cow that has grown eating grass in nature, and it's worse for the environment. Multiple studies have now shown that lab-grown meat is significantly harsher and more damaging to the environment in terms of total carbon footprint and energy costs. So why in the world would you eat lab-grown meat when you could just eat real, nutrient-rich meat like your ancestors have been doing for hundreds of thousands of years? I don't know, but it's coming, and you better believe they're going to try and convince you that it's better for you and better for the planet, and that is bullshit.
This thing is huge.
Self-checkout machines are asking for tips now. So people are starting to report that different self-checkout machines are starting to ask them for a tip when they check out. This is worse than when you're asked for a tip at a self-serve yogurt place. Now, to make this a little worse, a lot of the machines are starting the tipping out at 20%. I'm gonna be honest, I would personally rather throw my money into a paper shredder than tip a self-checkout machine 20%. Now, of course, people are not happy with this change at all, because the cost of groceries have been rising to the point where most people can't even afford them. And now we're expected to not only bag our own item, but also pay the store for the right to bag our own items. Now, a lot of people online have been calling this practice outrageous, saying things like if they go to a store that asks for a tip at the self-checkout, they're just gonna leave everything in their cart and walk out of the store. Some people are even suggesting the 5-finger discount on these self-checkouts, which I don't recommend, but I don't even blame people who do that at this point. I'm just gonna look the other way. And a lot of people want to start a boycott against stores that do ask for a tip. Now, I just want to know, if we tip the self-checkout, where does it even go? And would anyone actually tip a self-checkout machine?
Created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of Americans, and to control the rest.
Yes, sir, and that's my belief. As bizarre as that sounds, if somebody had told me that that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time, we have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry. With the equipment that's already set up internationally, and as bizarre as that is, it is proven and documented. We will supply you with those documents. As bizarre as that is, I would say that weather wars, and this is quoting actually Senator Claiborne Pell himself, that they are the greatest weapon ever created in the world, and that's the senator's own statement. So yes, I do stand on that.
I think it's pretty safe to say we can all see what's coming. And whether your plan is to comply or not doesn't really matter. The vast majority are going to be affected by it. In my opinion, you better put some distance between you and the crowd if you want any shot at being left alone to live your life. If you've made the decision to find yourself a little piece of land, set up systems that will take care of your loved ones, and take back control of your life, I applaud you. I figure we have until about April before things start getting really rough. If it's anything like last time, optimistically considering that the whole thing doesn't just collapse under the weight of a poverty-stricken middle class, mass hunger, and civil unrest, which I can only really assume is the plan, it'll more than likely get worse until February or March of 2025, when whoever wins can come in and play savior. This is not about politics. We've organized our life in such a way that makes us fairly immune from that particular infection. These videos are just my effort to help some of y'all do the same. It's actually kind of funny. Since I made that first video about acquiring off-grid property, I've been called a progressive scumbag as well as a right-wing nutjob. Go on. Honestly, I'm just surprised there's people left that still have enough faith in the political system to spend their time arguing about it. Besides, the only candidate I've ever seen on a bumper sticker that had any real follow-through and couldn't be stopped by the other side was Giant Meteor running on the Let Me Get a Mulligan platform. Other than that, fighting about politics is not the solution. It's just one of many problems. And I'm also not trying to scare anyone. I don't think I'm saying anything that everyone's not already thinking. The only solution I can see is to help people to increase their self-reliance, to increase their ability to make a lot out of a little, and to help people decrease their dependency on systems that have been developed over generations to control their decision-making process. Living out here and living the way we do, I can tell you for sure, it's very freeing. I've shared just about everything I know about how to acquire off-grid property, and the response has been pretty overwhelming. This is my overwhelmed face. So I'm working on a series of videos on all of the different skills you should try and develop before you go out on your adventure. I can promise you that most of the important ones are not what you think. It would appear that we don't have a lot of time before bad starts getting worse. So share this video with your loved ones, tell me your opinion in the comments, and follow this account if you want to know more.
That's wild right there.
It's just, energy shortage. You know when they run power to your house?
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered how come they always run a wire that drive it in the ground?
Yeah.
They might be letting you use the same power that your house sitting on.
Yeah.
You got video?
Yep.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, that's tight. There you go.
Just when you thought you've seen it all, you come across another fruit or vegetable that's been made. These have been made. What are these? Lemonade apples? Meet your new favorite apple. It's telling you right here. Go to lemonadeapple.com, man. In case you didn't know, Granny Smiths are made. Also highly bred up for their size and sugar content. Organic or not, these things have been created, just like your lemonade apples. Grapefruits have been made.
Sheesh.
Lemons have been made. And now they're seedless. Pineapples were made. These bananas were made from baby bananas that used to be found in nature. Garlic was made. Those who get mad about nothing being real, onions, God made. Limes, if there's no seeds and they're this big, they were made. Tomatoes, if they're this big, they've been made. That way. Potatoes were made. They were made with a chemical called starch.
Dang.
You ever heard of it? Raises your blood sugars, causes a bunch of issues in your body.
Make you think twice before buying supermarket fruit and veg. Watch till the end to see a clean way in which pesticides and insecticides are not used.
What the heck? I don't want to eat nothing no more, y'all. I'm about to fast. I don't want to even drink no water. Look at this, man. From the day we born. All the medications they giving y'all. I don't take no medications. Meat glue. Don't know what ice cream is. It said washing cream. What? Oh, nah. I gotta check my coffee, y'all.
I bring to you underwater farming. This is called Nemo's Garden in Italy. The food is grown inside domes, and these are proven to be better than greenhouses.
Oh, snap. Underwater farming.
This could change the agricultural world as we know it, for the better. For this to happen, we all need to act, because this will just be silenced by the big GMO companies, as there is no profit for them in this method of farming. It also works just like our geocentric flat Earth, but I won't go into that on this one. So far they have only grown a few herbs and fruits, but with enough funding, the possibilities would be endless. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow at Mike Priest ARR for more content like this.
This is terrifying. And these two slugs curled up together. I assume some kind of mating thing, and then repelled down this long goo string thing twisting up. And then from their necks have popped out these two tubes that are still wrapping around each other. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is gross, but I can't look away.
That is the worst thing I have ever seen in my entire life. He's right, I can't look away. What in the disgust? This is basically two snails smashing, two slugs, I should say, no shell. This is two slugs smashing, and this is the first time, this is so gross, I didn't look nothing up. I don't want to know what this is. If you know what it is, throw it in the comments if you want. But I just had to show somebody else, because this is horrifying.